I'm the Alchemist Astrologer, and this is your April reading for Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. So we're going to look at life, love, and money. So during the month of April, the general theme for your life, Leo, will be this Ace of Cups. This feeling of happiness, perhaps. Maybe you're starting new relationships. Could be a creative project, could be a romantic situation. But there's opportunity for a new direction. Could be a brand new relationship or an old relationship moves into a new direction. So there may be a gift of love or something that just consumes your attention, your emotions. Again, there's the possibility for intimacy and emotional renewal. So you may be falling in love. You may be focused on reviving a relationship. You may be focused on sensual pleasure. But whatever it is, there's a lot of feeling. Your cup is running over, and you will feel compelled to share your feelings. It's going to be almost impossible for you not to express how you feel. Now, that may mean that you're going to tell someone something. You're going to tell somebody how much you care. You're going to share your feelings, or you're going to receive something from somebody. Somebody may deliver a message to you, some kind of passionate declaration of love. Again, maybe you renew some ties, or you get some kind of surprise, a gift, a gesture that takes you aback. This is also, love at first sight. So there's a lot going on. Now, negatively, maybe you find that you're not getting along with your loved ones. You end up in some kind of bitter dispute or argument, or you feel overwhelmed by a situation. You have celebrate. So you may be sharing your feelings about some form of celebration. Could be a birthday, anything celebratory. Could be travel, some new possibilities, some doors opening. But you also have at the heart of things this widower card. So, maybe you're traveling for something that's not altogether pleasant, or the trip isn't altogether pleasant. It may be in connection to a male relative, or you're having to accept a situation that's difficult to swallow. So again, maybe you're looking at issues of travel, potential, possibilities, celebrations, but something about it is not what you had hoped, and you're going to share your feelings about that, and things may get rather emotional as a process, as a result of that. Now, what's the ultimate outcome overall? You have this Six of Cups, and in this deck, the past has made it home. Something has returned. You're thinking of returning home, or somebody's coming back to the house, or you're revisiting somewhere before, or you are revisiting some old issues, and maybe some issues that are difficult to deal with. The past, things that you've said or done, oversights, misjudgments, errors may be coming home to roost. Maybe you're dealing with someone from the past that you would rather avoid or not deal with. So there's something coming up where the seeds of karma have taken root, sprouted, and now you're having to deal with it, good or bad. Now maybe you are reconnecting with people. Maybe there's a negative situation that reconnects you with others that you care about, that you love. You're having these exchanges of goodwill. There's some nostalgia. Feelings are reciprocated. It's like old times. And maybe these are old friends or family members or people who feel like family. Or again, could be exes, old lovers. There's a reconnection here of some sort. And the message is worth it. So you'll be looking at whether the possibilities, the potential to reconnect with situations and people from the past, will that be worth it? Now, as far as love, you have this Trois card, which is third parties, love triangles, or somebody at the center of attention. Could be that, you are getting multiple offers. People are taking notice of you. People are pursuing you. So a lot of people are vying for your attention. Or perhaps that's happening with your partner. Maybe you're just socializing. This is, partying. Maybe you're connecting with 3 people. So maybe you're going out, but there could be some third-party interference or issues surrounding boundaries or third parties. You have freedom. So maybe, there are issues where you want to explore outside of the primary relationship. Maybe you want to explore the possibility of, something that's a little bit different, third-party love triangles. Or maybe you want to gain the freedom to walk away from something like that. This is about breaking out of the routine, feeling exhilarated. So you or your partner may be seeking greater freedom. Maybe you want to explore other avenues that maybe are not mainstream. But at the heart of it, you have this servant. And so, she can represent a single female. But, she is in maid's clothing. So you don't want to be a slave to a situation. Maybe you're seeking freedom, or you want to break out of what is a rut, what has become a relationship that's more like work than anything else, or where one of you is subservient to the other. And the final outcome would be this Knight of Swords. So there's some anger here. Could, again, be some arguments, some discussions, some quarrels. But you are ready, and you are not playing. So, if you're meeting with opposition, you're more than ready to verbally stand up to your opponent. Now, hopefully this is not an issue of any kind of abuse, because this is like going for the jugular, any and all costs. So you may be involved in situations where one of you wants greater freedom, or there's some arguments about a third party. Maybe there's some jealousy, some quarrels, and you guys are going at each other and at all costs not caring what the casualty is to that. So something about communication or travel is going to be an issue. There's a problem here where there's a lot of anger, harsh words. There's a need to, look at what you're saying, perhaps soften your stance. Or again, you're protecting yourself from something that maybe you don't want to be a part of. The advice here is, walk away. So if you find yourself in confrontation or under attack, the best thing for you to do is simply walk away. Don't engage in something that, is going to bring you into conflict, or where there's an issue or a problem. Now, as far as money, you have this King of Swords. So it could be that an air sign person has a bearing on your financial picture. This would be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this king will be important. Now, he's in the upright position, so he's capable of making fair, just decisions. He may be a person in a role of authority. Could be a father figure, maybe a judge, a lawyer, an advisor, the boss. It could be you taking on traits to handle things more effectively. You're making some decisions. Maybe there are going to be some cuts. But whatever this is about being fair. Putting on that thinking cap, being analytical, being organized. So you may be making decisions to handle your finances more effectively. You may be looking at what you need to cut. You may be getting some answers, trying to get to the truth of something, trying to gain some kind of fairness in a situation. And in fact, you do have transformation. So there's the opportunity for change. So you're making some decisions that are going to have an effect on your financial well-being. There's some changes in order that are going to come to you possibly through a message or a messenger, some kind of announcement or an invitation is on the way. It's some news that you've been waiting for, and it's coming soon. Or it could be an important message that you need to send off. So you may be involved in issues connected to papers or research or documents, licenses, certification, education. Maybe you're dealing with accountants, people who have the authority to determine the course of how something is going to play out, what the role is going to be. So how does this ultimately play out for you as far as finances? Well, you have this Five of Pentacles, but this is the After Tarot deck. So you may be down, but you're not out. It looks like there's still enough sustenance to keep you going in a difficult situation. Perhaps you're going to receive some kind of message that help is at hand. And, maybe releasing a poverty mentality, focusing more on the spiritual, and not looking so much at what you don't have, because there is something available to help you get through the hard times. The advice is accept the offer. So this gets back to that message I said that you're going to get. Something is coming to you, an invitation, an announcement, something you've been waiting for that is going to allow you to make some kind of change in order to handle something effectively, where perhaps you felt like you were left out of something or abandoned, or you didn't have a lot of faith in it. Once you look at it, you may realize that you're not as bad off in a situation, or something hasn't cost you as much in spite of any recent setbacks. So the advice is for you to accept the offer. So, you may want to look over the month at things, whether they're worth it, whether you should accept the offer or whether you should walk away. Now let's take a look at the underlying energy. These would be the cards at the bottom of the deck that are driving the external events. You have this Eight of Swords, so there's some issue with feeling trapped in a situation, like you can't move forward, a conundrum you're faced with where you're going in circles, you don't know how to break out of the box. And perhaps boxes are important. Boxes, small spaces, garages, storage, cubicles. Maybe you feel like, you claustrophobic. Maybe you're in a small space and that's bothersome to you. But this is also a mental set of not being able to come up with any ideas to break free of a situation. Although you can freely walk through at any time. Now maybe you don't have enough information, maybe you're not in touch with your emotions, and it's making you feel trapped. In fact, this is going to be a period where probably you're going to be getting a lot of last-minute notice about situations that cause you to have to change your plans in some way. Change your schedule, take on more responsibility, or change your workload. As we speak, the coronavirus is an issue. Some of you, maybe you're in quarantine. Maybe this is self-imposed. You're not having contact with others. But this last-minute notice is going to cause you some frustration. But this is something that's momentary in passing. You are going to have to make some changes, though, to accommodate it. Now, you also have this baggage card. So you may be feeling trapped. Maybe you want to travel, move boxes. Maybe you feel like there's too much stuff in your space. Or again, you want to take a trip. Maybe you're not able to, or you want to get out of where you are and take advantage of leaving. But beyond that, there's some emotional baggage that's keeping you trapped. There's some chronic negative behaviors or ways of being that either damage the possibility for relationship or prevent it. And this could be ego issues or childhood patterns or past relationships that you haven't gotten over. So there are issues where there's fear of intimacy or change, maybe self-righteous behavior, the inability to express, share, compromise. Things that are weighing you down, that are burdensome to you moving forward. You also have the Sun card. So again, maybe you want to take a vacation where it's sunny. Maybe you're frustrated and focused on how you are blocked, the baggage that keeps you from achieving success, whether that's in your ambitions, your career, romance, may have to do with children, your health and vitality. The Sun tends to mitigate, though, negative circumstances. So there is something to look forward to. There's a bright spot on the horizon, whether you're aware of it or not, because you've got plenty of support, love, a network of friends, good information coming to you. So it's important that you hold yourself back from lashing out in frustration or trying to push matters forward before they're ready to, because then you are going to burn out or you're going to get burned. So it's about using the best parts of yourself as far as diplomacy, tact, friendship, maintaining that sense of optimism, having a cheerful outlook, and spreading that to others. Because you'll be making some decisions right now that have a bearing on the long-range future, your destiny. Maybe you're coming in contact with authority figures, or you're claiming your own authority, or both. There's a lot of influence here on both ends. You're coming in contact with influential people, and you are wielding a lot of influence. So there's the opportunity to break out of a rut where maybe you've been held back by a lot of baggage, whether that's emotional or external constraints. You have to be aware of domineering or aggressive behavior, because that can cost you in some way. But there's optimism. There's something to look forward to, some kind of success. Now, you also have the Emperor, Balance, and Soldier. So there's a lot of strong cards here about masculine energy, battling, fights, military, police. So you may have contact with military persons. You may be dealing with the police or law enforcement. You may be battling over issues. The Emperor speaks to, again, dominant male energy. So this may represent an authority figure, a supervisor, a husband, a father, but somebody who can be aggressive, perhaps, hopefully not violent. So you may be looking at issues of domination, power, leadership, how that's used. The lessons with the Emperor come with, not abusing power, being tyrannical, overbearing. So you may be dealing with issues like that, but there's an opportunity for you to assert yourself and claim your own power by being very direct, speaking your needs, speaking your truth, saying what you want, finding out where you stand. There's a focus on your security, establishing a long-term foundation that would provide for you emotionally and financially. Now, that may be a project you're working on. It could be you're trying to establish a relationship on firm footing. You want to build something that's lasting. And so permanence, endurance is going to be important for you. It could also mean that, if there's been some oversight, the past could be coming back. You may have to deal with past transgressions, face the music, grow up, make some decisions. This is also a card of balance, balancing the power and protecting yourself possibly when there's an imbalance, maintaining that emotional equilibrium. So you may be juggling multiple responsibilities. You may be given more authority, power, or control over something, or you may be fighting for that. Because the Soldier card says that you may be coming in contact with a person of authority. This may be a person who wears a uniform. So again, it could be military, it could be a police officer. You could also be receiving some kind of formal news. So that gets back to that message you'll be receiving. And there are issues concerning discipline and structure, and preparedness to do battle over an issue. And once again, as we see with that Knight of Swords, somebody is ready and they're willing to win at all costs, and they don't mind, going for the jugular in order to get that win. So you're trying to stay emotionally balanced in the face of a battle or control issues. You may be at the beginning of a very stressful period, or you may be closing one out. But your decisions are going to be driven by the need for security, your sense of belonging, and whether you have some stability. Now, again, you're looking at possibly issues that connect to legal affairs, medical concerns, people at a distance, your belief system. And again, how it affects you personally, because this is a card of Leo. So your own vitality, your will, your desires are very much so in focus right now.